The real reason the Punisher stands no chance is a secret the comics have tried to hide for decades. I uncovered the one weakness that makes this fight completely one-sided. What Red Hood can do that Frank Castle can't will change how you see both characters forever. You must watch until the end to understand why this isn't even a contest. Frank Castle's life ended the moment his family's did. A decorated Marine who survived the hells of Vietnam Castle returned home expecting peace, only to witness his wife and children gunned down in cold blood by mobsters. The system failed to deliver justice, and something inside him broke. From that moment forward, Frank Castle became the Punisher, waging an unending one-man war against crime. He's not a hero, not anymore. He's a soldier without a country, a moral absolutist in a world of gray. His crusade is endless because his pain is endless. Punisher's strength lies not in superpowers, but in unyielding human perfection, forged by decades of military discipline and combat. He's a master of every weapon imaginable. His combat experience covers every conceivable battlefield, jungles, deserts, city blocks, and back alleys. Physically, Frank operates at the peak of human potential. He's strong enough to overpower multiple enemies simultaneously, break metal restraints, and once famously punched a polar bear, an act that speaks to both his power and his sheer disregard for self-preservation. His speed and reflexes are equally formidable. He's reacted to attacks from the likes of Daredevil and Captain America, dodged Wolverine's claws, and even been fast enough to aim and fire his weapon at lightning speed, literally timing his movement to a lightning strike. But Castle's greatest asset is his resilience. He's been shot, burned, electrocuted, and blown up, yet he refuses to stay down. His body is covered in scars, his nerves dulled to pain, his combat vest, reinforced with ballistic plating, has absorbed shrapnel and small explosions. He keeps moving, even when mortally wounded. And then there's his mind, the true engine of his strength. Castle thinks like a tactician, analyzing every environment for tactical advantage. Given time to plan, he becomes something far more skillful. He becomes a predator. In the world of Marvel's street-level vigilantes, the Punisher is the nightmare criminals tell their children about. He doesn't arrest. He doesn't warn. He ends. Jason Todd's life was defined by chaos long before he put on a mask. Growing up on the streets of Gotham, he survived by stealing car parts until one day, fate and a stolen Batmobile tire brought him face to face with Batman. Impressed by the boy's audacity, Bruce Wayne took him in, trained him, and made him the new Robin. But Jason wasn't like Private Part Grayson. He was impulsive, angry, reckless, and his rage ultimately got him unalive. Years later, Jason returned from the dead through a twisted resurrection. What came back wasn't the same boy Batman had raised. Jason discovered that Batman never avenged him. The Joker still lived. To Jason, this wasn't mercy, it was betrayal. In that moment, the Robin died for good. From his ashes rose the Red Hood, a merciless vigilante who decided that Gotham's criminals didn't deserve rehabilitation, they deserved retribution. Red Hood is the perfect fusion of Bat family discipline and League of Assassins. Trained by Batman, he mastered dozens of martial arts and combat systems. After his resurrection, he retraced Bruce's own training, studying under assassins, mercenaries, and masters of combat. In essence, Jason learned everything Bruce did, and then learned everything Bruce refused to. Physically, Jason operates beyond normal human limits. He's lifted collapsing structures, shattered reinforced doors mid-flight, and even punched through the hull of a submarine underwater. He's tanked explosions that would pulverize ordinary men and once survived near a nuclear blast. His armor and helmet make him radical. The Red Hood suit is fully bulletproof, insulated against concussive force, fire, and electricity. His helmet's internal HUD provides targeting data and environmental awareness, giving him both protection and precision in battle. Jason's agility is extraordinary. He's dodged weapons at point-blank range and impressed even Supergirl, one of DC's fastest beings, with his reflexes. His combat style combines Batman's discipline, Nightwing's acrobatics, and his own unpredictability. And like Castle, Jason is willing to unalive. But unlike the Punisher, Red Hood's methods are surgical. He unalived with purpose, not fury. His weapons are custom designed to pierce through armored targets, and his aim is elite, rivaling DC's top marksman. Where Batman fights for justice, Jason fights for control. Control over chaos, over pain, over the Gotham that betrayed him. Punisher and Red Hood share surface similarities, both lost loved ones, both reject conventional morality, and both use force. Yet, philosophically, they're worlds apart. Frank Castle fights a war he can't win, and he knows it. His actions are driven by grief, rage, and a distorted sense of duty. He's methodical, but his mind is a battlefield, haunted, obsessive, and incapable of peace. His advantage lies in his sheer willpower and ability to outlast anyone. Jason Todd, by contrast, has purpose beyond vengeance. His morality is fractured, but his discipline is absolute. He's analytical, adaptable, and versatile in ways Castle can't match. He doesn't just react, he strategizes mid-fight, anticipating movement patterns and exploiting weaknesses. Castle fights like a soldier, efficient, direct, and effective. Todd fights like a ghost, precise, adaptive, and impossible to predict. Imagine the meeting, a Gotham warehouse, the rain pounding against rusted steel. The Punisher moves in silently, thermal scope scanning the darkness. Somewhere in the rafters, the Red Hood is already watching him. At range, the first fight belongs to Castle. His aim is legendary, and he can put a bullet between Spider-Man's eyes mid-swing. But Jason's armor is designed for this. It absorbs ballistic impact and lets him close the distance. Once in close quarters, the dynamic shifts. Frank's brute strength and military precision give him a fighting chance, but Jason's agility and martial prowess dominate. He's fought superhumans, assassins, and even Batman and held his own or won. Frank would adapt, switching to environmental tactics, but Jason's mobility and technology make him too difficult to pin down. Frank Bliss, he fights through it, because that's what he does. But Jason doesn't just endure, he evolves during combat. Unless the Punisher has days of prep, traps laid, and perfect intel, the result is inevitable. Red Hood dismantles him, methodically and efficiently. Frank Castle represents the past a man turned weapon, honed by tragedy and sustained by vengeance. He's human endurance incarnate. Jason Todd represents evolution, the next stage of the vigilante archetype. He combines Batman's intellect, the League's precision, and the Punisher's ruthlessness into something sharper, faster, and more controlled. Punisher might land a few blows. He might even graze Red Hood with a lucky shot, but in almost every measurable category, speed, strength, armor, technique, and tactical intelligence, Jason Todd holds the advantage. Castle would die fighting just as he always intended. But when the smoke clears, Red Hood stands tall, another ghost in the dark, one step ahead of the man who taught the world what vengeance looks like. The winner is Red Hood by superior training, agility, and adaptability. So now you know the truth behind this mismatch. Tell me which of Red Hood's abilities you believe gives him the ultimate edge. Let me know if you think the Punisher's mindset could ever overcome his physical disadvantages. Share your own most one-sided comic book matchup in the comments below. Follow for more versus breakdowns that reveal the hidden tiers of your favorite characters.